issues at State House is just to inform the nation when the president is going out, when the president is having a meeting, what the president discussed in the meeting. The presidential aide has got no mandate whatsoever to talk about national policy, because policy orders are ministers and the president. So this young man again is lapping his boundaries. And I've said, I am ready to be insulted. I am ready to be called names that have killed people, but I will not stop talking about the wrong things that this government is perpetrating on the people of Zambia. Secondly, Lungu leaves Zambia. You know, that's why I say our president, when I know any president, but then I was full son. Our president, Vesu, Wafiro Kulanda Muno Zambia, the 13 way internet charge has been accepted. I'm glad that China. When he's in Zambia, he doesn't even address a press conference. He doesn't communicate to the country. He goes to talk in China. Are the Chinese voters to Lungu? So you can see that this 13-way charge has everything to do with Huawei. If you are reading in between the lines. And why should the president go and visit an office of a contractor in China? Because Huawei is not a government institution. It's not a donor. It's only a contractor contracted by government to put communication towers. The president goes to China with a lot of people only to go and visit the office of Huawei. Corruption. Now I am to follow. And when elections come, you are busy voting. This man is a danger to this country. He has made so much money. Look at the road construction. Wherever Lekulenganda, tarmac there. Wherever Chitotela is building a house, they take a tarmac there. And yet you in Matero, you in Chawama, in Kawama, you have got houses where there are no tarmacs. And then you are standing and say, Lungu, 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 Lungu. It's up to you. How can a man who knows that the entire country has rejected that 13-way internet charge goes to China and announce that the people of Zambia have accepted and it is fine? That is arrogance of the worst kind. Every reasonable leader in the world, presidents, must listen to the cries of the people. The people of Zambia have said no to this internet charge. It goes to China and announces that the people of Zambia have accepted and it's not non-negotiable, it is fine. Now I want to challenge Lungu and Minister of Health, corruption. Karibu Pharmaceuticals have been bringing in drugs that have not been cleared by the Pharmacy and Poisons Board. And one of among the fake drugs that they brought, they were pounced by the regulator, who is the Poison and Pharmacy Regulation Board. They were taken to the High Court. Chilufya threatened the board, and President Lungu called the board to tell them, leave those people, I'll sort it out. The matter has been withdrawn from the High Court, and it is in the office of the President. Why is he interfering? What is his interest? This pharmaceutical is owned by an Indian called Pintu and Lalu. They are bringing medicine like, for instance, the Lasix, which is used by hypertensive patients. The Lasix on the common market, you'd find that every genuine medicine is sold for about 40 kwacha. This one being brought by Lalu and Pinto is being sold for 2 kwacha per strip of 10. You can even see. Now this medicine has not been cleared by the regulators. Why is Chilufya and Lungu interfering? And we also want to know who authorized the purchase of the malaria injection. This malaria injection is used only when all avenues of malaria treatment have been exhausted. And it is rarely used. I am told they've bought in bulk and they have started expiring because they are not using them. Now, what they've started to do, she has instructed them to be sending them to the clinics where there are no requests. For instance, they've sent it to Choma, where they use 15 injections per 6 months. They've given them 500 injections. So you can see that that 500 is going to waste because somebody got a commission to order that medicine. And I'm reliably informed that the person who made this deal is Chulufia's wife, who works at the Malaria Control Center. And it is not the duty of the Malaria Control Center to buy drugs. Drugs are supposed to be bought by the medical stores. But this particular drug was ordered by Malaria Control Center, where Minister of Health's wife is responsible. That is why you see some people are being called ATMs when they go to their constituencies. They give money, 200 to this church, 400. They can afford because their wives are buying medicines that they are not supposed to buy, which are not going to be used. This country must be brought to normalcy by getting these thieves out of office. They are telling us about austerity measures. Do you know how many people Lungu has traveled with to China? Amid these austerity measures, people are suffering. You carry a lot of people to go to China. To do what? On holiday. And we want to know how much they are paying for that plane Lungu has been using of late. We have our own presidential jet. They are not using it because they've cut a deal with the owners of that plane in South Africa, which they are hiring to go everywhere. Please, Balungu, can you be like other presidents who travel on commercial flights? What is so special that if the presidential jet is out of order, President Lungu cannot jump on a commercial flight like any other president? You see, the president of Tanzania has now even started flying economy, not business class, economy to save money. But your president goes to hire a plane from South Africa.